God is good. And guys, this is going to be a short video because there's not a lot of information at the time of this recording. However, when more information is officially released, I will make a better video outlining everything about it. But for now, we do know that there is a new EverQuest II PvP server coming. It does look like they learned some lessons based on the discussion they're having on the official EverQuest II Discord on mistakes made with the last time they tried to do a PvP server. So it looks like they're reaching out to the community to get as much advice as possible. But real quick, let's hear from our sponsors before we get in deeper into the little bit of information we have. Before we begin, I want to give a big shout out to the members of Napalm. I could not do this without you. You are the sponsors of this channel. Thank you all so very much. And if you are interested in becoming a member with special perks, then please click the join button down below for more information. And a special shout out to the Lords of Napalm, Rayco, Bounty Code, and Ray Cooper. Thank you for your highest tier membership. Now, although we don't have a lot of information yet on the new PvP server, besides the fact that that's something they're working on and tinkering with, they are kind of insinuating that this new PvP server, they want to get it out during the first quarter of 2021. So that doesn't leave a whole lot of a gap of time before we would or should be seeing this launch. Now, as with any MMO that does PvP, the balance is going to be the key. And from my experience, we got certain classes such as the Necro or the Shadow Knight that are super overpowered, and it does cause a problem. Are they even going to worry about that? I mean, we are talking about a company like Darkpaw Games, limited staff, and, well, you know. So I just don't expect there to be a ton of balance changes. Hopefully there's some. I think it's needed, especially if they want this to be something that lasts. And that's something that they're talking about, right? Like making this a permanent PvP server. Not a seasonal thing or anything like that. Now, of course, anytime you talk about PvP in a new server, it's of course going to come up. Is this a free-for-all? I hope not. We'll see what happens. But what I'm actually hoping for here is not a free-for-all PvP server. That's just chaotic. And, you know, there's people out there that like that. I'm not personally one of them. Or the faction-based PvP, I should say, is what I would prefer to see. The good races versus the evil races. That to me is what PvP in EverQuest 2 is. Now, I played on an old PvP server way back in the day. Wasn't my main character, but I did toy around with them. You got to keep in mind, I was coming to EverQuest 2 from Dark Age of Camelot, which had insanely good PvP, especially at that time. And so, of course, I rolled a PvP tune when I played EverQuest 2 as my alt. And I had a lot of fun grouping up with people, and we'd run around looking for other groups to fight and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. I think that's where the PvP lies for EverQuest 2, and it gives you a little bit of pride and a little bit of that, you know, good guys versus bad guys kind of feel, and I think it's a good thing. Now, a new server for EverQuest 2 period is a big deal to me. PvP, PvE, whatever. As a lot of you know that are probably watching this video, we had a ton of fun when Kaladin first launched and just playing it. Now, I gotta admit, that wasn't a perfect kind of feel for a classic EverQuest 2. It was kind of like they just blocked off some of the zones and content, but it was fun, right? And I love EverQuest 2. As you know, I did a lot of playthrough with the Pantheon Plus crew. You can watch the highlights from that right here on this channel called The Adventures in EverQuest 2, and it was fun, and I love the game. And I think that the PvP crowd has been largely ignored because the last PvP server being seasonal based and all that kind of thing, I just don't think it was what the core PvP crowd wanted. And so I'm really hoping that they pull through with this one, and it looks like they're taking it seriously. At least we have that, and getting player feedback, which I would like to encourage, because I'm not a big PvP player, right? I'm not top tier PvP material, okay? So what I would recommend, because I know some of you listening are going to be much more attuned to PvP in EverQuest 2. So what I would highly recommend is I'll have a link down below so that you can join their Discord. And there is a channel there specifically called the as yet to be named new PvP server, something like that. I highly recommend that you hop on there and start talking, because the developers seem to be listening and talking back and all that kind of thing. And so it looks like they're really trying to get community's advice to try to make this the permanent PvP server for EverQuest 2. So I highly encourage you to jump in there and give some advice and get in there and start chatting and all that kind of thing. And that's really all we got right now. I'm not going to talk forever for no reason. That's the information we have right now, is that they're working on it, is coming. They want it out by the end of the first quarter of 2021, which doesn't give them a lot of time, which makes me pretty nervous. They want it to be permanent, not seasonal based. And that's about all we have so far. Now, of course, you can look forward to when we get all the deets. I will, of course, be making a video and clarifying it and breaking it down. And, of course, I'll be playing it when the server launches as well. So you can look forward to more content on EverQuest II, of course. And I'm trying to get some blocks of time set aside, because I have a static that wants to play EverQuest 2, so I can keep making content about the game as well. So lots of EverQuest 2 stuff coming. So if you're not already subscribed, please consider doing that. We're trying to get to 10,000. We're pretty dang close. And that's really all I got today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about a new PvP server in the comments down below for EverQuest 2. And until next time, guys, God bless and happy gaming.